If anything,
this is a downgrade. Redskins lost this trade. Period. Put Alex Smith in the situation Cousins was in this year. Y'all will not have the record that y'all have.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic day. We are the Info Junkies. I am Steve, my co-host Quan.
What's going on, everybody?
And we have some potentially depressing news depending on what side of the Kirk Cousins depending on what side of the Kirk Cousins phenomenon you are on. As me and my co-host were watching the State of the Union address, we find out that the Chiefs traded or are going to trade Alex Smith to the Washington Redskins, which means Kirk Cousins is out.
We just talked about that yesterday.
So apparently, according to ESPN, the Redskins will give Kansas City a third-round pick and an unnamed player as compensation. And Alex Smith is going to sign a 4-year extension with the Redskins, averaging $23.5 million per year with $71 million in guaranteed money. This comes on the heels of actually the Cleveland Browns were actually trying to trade for Alex Smith, and I guess 5 other teams also were trying to trade for Alex Smith or trying to get Alex Smith. So apparently he's a hot topic. I mean, he's a hot pick. I think this is a stupid move. And let me say this: Alex Smith is not a bad quarterback. He is far and away the best Kansas City quarterback. He has most wins. He's done a lot of good in Kansas City. I don't think he's the one we should have gotten. I really think we should have hashed out a contract with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, I think, is 29 years old. Alex Smith, I think, is 34 years old.
33.
He's 33 years old. So Cousins had potentially 3 or 4 more years than Alex Smith does. Alex Smith potentially only has maybe 4 years, 5 years, depending on how he plays, depending on how healthy he stays. I mean, he has had his injuries. He's had his ups and downs. So you kind of have to deal with that. Kirk has not had injury problems. He has played every single game essentially for us since he's been starting. So I'm kind of mixed with this. I'm kind of mixed because Kirk Cousins is my man. I love Kirk Cousins. I always will love Kirk Cousins. Wherever Kirk Cousins goes, I really want to see him do well. So I'm going to be following him depending on where he goes. Rumor has it they're gonna transition tag him and then trade him. Which, if you're gonna bring Alex Smith in, trading Cousins is smarter than just letting him go. So you can get something for him, potentially build something else, because you're gonna lose a 3rd round pick and whatever player that they've already hashed out. But you're gonna lose at least 2 things for Alex Smith. You got to get something back for Kirk. So, because Kirk has a lot of worth.
A lot.
He potentially could shift the league. So, I mean,
See, to make your point, I don't dislike Alex Smith. I think he's a fine quarterback. He has decent qualities. But to me, he's just a game manager. That's how I always viewed him. I know a lot of people probably get upset, especially Kansas City fans. But I just always viewed him as a game manager. So we try to compare apples to apples, right? Kirk Cousins is by far the best quarterback out of this trade. Wherever Kirk Cousins go, they're going to benefit greatly.
Most definitely.
Now, Alex Smith on the Redskins, like you said, I'm kind of mixed because you lost a franchise caliber quarterback. The upside of Cousins outweighs the upside of Alex Smith.
To me, with Alex Smith and Kirk Cousins, it's kind of 6 in one hand, a half dozen in the other, because you're not really making an upgrade. If anything,
this is a downgrade. Redskins lost this trade, period, because you lost the better quarterback.
At best, this is a lateral move. At worst, this is a downgrade. I mean, because neither one of them have truly produced anything postseason wise.
No. That's different. Well, to me, I feel like it's different because Alex Smith had an excellent team around him. They choke all the time.
True.
Cousins never had the defense or the supporting cast that Alex
Well,
Smith
I won't
had.
say he never had the supporting cast because he had 2,000-yard receivers last year. I mean, in 2016. So, I mean, you can't really say he never had it.
What I mean by supporting cast,
he never had a defense. You're right.
Look at the body of work. Look at the whole team as a whole. Kansas City had a better team
Most
as a
definitely.
whole.
Oh, most definitely. Better team and better head coach. I mean,
So
far and away.
So I'm just saying, put Kirk Cousins in KC with that same defense, that same group of guys. There won't be no choking in the playoffs. I just feel like if you swap quarterbacks,
I don't know.
Put Alex Smith in the situation Cousins was in this year. Y'all would not have the record that y'all have. Y'all have been like 4-12.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't know because once again, remember Kansas City recovered from a deficit they went down. They had injured players, not as many as we did.
I'm about to say,
but they had injured players. They struggled. They fell off like we did. They bounced back and
choked.
Of course they choke. They always choke. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, once again, to me, it's a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. I mean, I don't. Of course, it's a terrible trade. But once again, I can't. Well, here's the thing. I retract that last statement. I can't say it's a terrible trade. I think it's terrible that we're losing Cousins. I don't know if Alex Smith is a terrible trade simply because I don't know how he's going to play. And then I don't know why did they trade for him? You know, are they trading for him to be kind of like an interim?
But look at the deal. It was like a 4-year.
Well, they're going to sign a 4-year extension, which means he's going to be your QB. Essentially, this is him finishing out his career with Washington.
But he's going to be the guy.
Well, of course, he'll be the guy. But my question is, okay, did they trade for him, and then are they going to try to trade up in the draft? Because I know that was another thing they were talking about. Mm-hmm. Do they try to trade up and then in the draft get a top tier QB and then kind of have him sit behind Alex Smith? Mm-hmm. And Alex Smith is your QB for a while to get you over the hump until you can get the young guy ready to play. Because, I mean, once again, Alex Smith's 33. He's got a good 4 years. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Depending on his injuries, because he is injury prone. That's the truth about once you get an injury, you become injury prone. I mean, look at Jordan Reed. But and then, of course, the flip side is you got to think, okay, what is Alex Smith's connection with the players going to be? Because the one thing you say about Kirk is Kirk has the connection with all the receivers. They're on, with the exception of Pryor, Doxson kicking in at the end, they had the connection. I mean, Jamison Crowder, without him fumbling, they had a connection. Mo Harris, connection. Vernon Davis, connection. He had the connection with all the receivers.
Now, in the report, it says that Alex Smith is going to be a quarterback Jay Gruden is actually going to like. So that's basically implying that Jay Gruden had an issue or there was some type of friction going on between him and Cousins.
Well, I mean, I don't know though.
I never heard of it.
You don't see that. Like, there clearly was a problem between Gruden and Griffin, RG3.
Right, that was evident.
It was open. Yep. Gruden didn't mince words. He didn't hold back. He clearly did not want Griffin. He fawned. Now, he didn't just want Cousins. He fawned over Cousins. That just doesn't strike me as I have a problem with you. Personally, I think there's a rift between Gruden and the front office and management, because Jay Gruden, look at the quarterbacks Gruden's been with. Carson Palmer, Andy Dalton. Look at the QBs that he's worked with. They're Cousins type QBs. I think management, Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder, want the RG3 type receiver. I mean, a quarterback. Mm-hmm. They want that kind of guy, the athlete who's a quarterback. That's going to get flash and dash and dodge like a Russell Wilson. That's what they want. That's why they went after RG and not Russell Wilson, because RG was that flash and dash running all over the place.
Here's my thing, though. It's always going to be this friction between the management and the head coach because of this difference of opinion of which quarterback they want. You know, you have you have Jay Gruden and his opinion on what the who the quarterback should be. Then you have the management side of it. It's like they got to come to some type of understanding where they can get on the same page, because you can't keep having this friction of the ownership wanting a quarterback to be this guy and then have the head coach have a whole totally different type of quarterback.
Exactly.
Because it's going to be a same RG3 situation over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You're going to get a good quarterback, trade. You're going to get a quarterback, trade.
Right.
It's going to be always something.
Yeah.
And eventually, they'll get to the point where I'm getting tired of having this friction between the ownership is going to get tired of having this friction between him and Jay Gruden.
Yeah.
And guess what? Jay Gruden's probably going to get replaced with somebody else eventually if this friction keeps going on. Because each quarterback I have getting traded.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because this time, Kirk Cousins was actually an excellent quarterback. And now he's gone.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Well,
any other franchise will do whatever it takes to hold on to a guy like that. And you gotta just let him go.
He's gonna go to Denver and get paid big bucks and probably win a Super Bowl.
And mark my words, Denver's gonna be a threat next year.
Well, most definitely. You put Cousins with Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas.
It's the same wide receiver that Peyton Manning had.
Yeah.
The same wide receiver core.
Almost the same exact setup.
Wes Welker. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost the same exact setup. Excluding Wes Welker, Decker, and Julius Thomas. It's the same exact setup that C.J. Anderson. It's the same exact setup that Peyton Manning had. Peyton freaking Manning.
And you saw Peyton Manning made those wide receivers look like.
Yes.
They were like Hall of Fame.
You saw he had record-setting years with Denver.
One of the best offenses in NFL history when Peyton Manning was down there. And you put Kirk Cousins with that type of...
You give Kirk Cousins that same...
Come on, man.
Almost the same exact line, same exact receivers, same exact running backs.
Cousins had nobody this past year. Where everybody was hurt. And he still put up over 4,000 yards.
The only thing people got to watch with Cousins, wherever he goes, is Cousins, I think sometimes is afraid to throw that deep ball. He'll take a short check down over a deep pass. And sometimes he plays a little too conservative. But once again, I'll take that. I would have taken that over anything that was out there.
So real quick, what do you feel like your record's going to be this upcoming season? Without Cousins.
Without Cousins, trying to mesh the quarterback with the receivers, trying to continue to build the defense, 8-8.
So you feel like you'll be 8-8 with Alex Smith?
Alex Smith has been a top-tier QB wherever he's gone.
Man, bump him.
So I think...
I'm not a fan.
I think it's going to be just enough to get us 500, and that's about it. I think about 8-8. I think the defense is going to be better. I think hopefully we go after some kind of running back. So I think, about 8-8. I mean, 500. That's hoping for the best to me. 500.
I have to give y'all I'll go one game lower. I'll go 7-9.
To me, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, because now we got to adjust to a new QB. That's going to be hard. That's going to be difficult. It's difficult to make all the players mesh now. So it's going to be it's now because Alex Smith now has to win the locker room, whereas Cousins had the locker room. Who do you know on the team that hated Kirk Cousins? Nobody.
I never heard reports.
So I mean, once again, in conclusion, I think personally it's bad, but I can't say it's terrible yet because it all depends on how Alex Smith does. But to Kirk Cousins, I wish him well wherever he goes. Denver.
I mean, the NFL needs the Patriots in the Super Bowl just due to the fact that it's the Patriots. What's going to make more money, Jaguars and Philly or Patriots?
They need the Patriots in the Super Bowl for the simple fact that their ratings are down.
Right,
insanely.
and the Patriots...
Even over the postseason, the ratings are down drastically. So they're down 25% from last year.